everybody! It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Pook Man. Now, I just finished playing through Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and now for my final thought. I was pretty impressed, and I'm not easily impressed. Wow, a blue car! I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It really harkened back to the original Resident Evil, even to the details like keys of specific sorts, like a serpent key, a crow key and shit like that, and having to leave the main house to go to a small house, to go back to the main house. I like the simplicity of it. Now let me go through the mechanics first. The controls were really good, especially for a first-person shooter. The graphics were clean. The game itself was very polished, which you expect from Capcom. Capcom polishes its games. It's not BioWare or Arcane Studios or Bethesda. It polishes its games, and I think that they really took a step forward with the graphics. This is probably the best looking in terms of the way the animations and everything looked. The best looking game I've played. Not in terms of color, and that's still Bayonetta 2. But the way it looked very realistic, and it moved very realistic. It runs at 60 frames per second, which is really good. I didn't like how long it took to heal. I know that there is an item that you can buy, and I did like the purchase mechanic, because from Resident Evil 4 on, there were always these weapons that you could unlock through in-game currency. With this, there were antique coins that you found that you can use for bird cages that required a specific amount of antique coins. So I bought steroids and the Magnum. You have to have a Magnum in Resident Evil. You don't have Resident Evil without a Magnum of some kind. So I like that aspect. You don't really have an upgrade feature, but you have the steroids to give you more health. It does kind of show a little bit in results, but not greatly. You still die pretty quickly at some points. But I liked that, but you could buy an item that helps you reload faster. However, healing still takes forever. When you're in a skirmish, you don't want to be standing there doing this while something's swiping at you. I liked the creatures in it, and I liked how, once again, Capcom scientifically explained these creatures as being a product of this virus that was concocted. I did like, without spoiling too much, I did like that they brought Umbrella Corporation back. I like that a guy named Redfield came in. Pretty sure it was Chris. I didn't like the whole choice between Mia and Zoe. I didn't like that. I thought it was unnecessary. I mean, we see that there's some kind of vaccine that you can create. Now, granted, not in that place. And we see that if you get rid of this Evelyn chick, well, I'm not telling you who she became, although I called it in the playthrough, and I called it throughout the playthrough. If you get rid of her, you should be able to cure people. And I know you don't want to be with people that have her in their head, but simultaneously, I can see if they have a different ending, but really when you look at it, you went there to save your wife. Mia is still your wife, and she's still alive. But then you can say conversely, she also attacked you consistently and cut your fucking arm off, and seems to be screwed up in the head. And they did sort of make her kind of irredeemable because she was a part excuse me, of this whole thing to begin with, this whole Evelyn situation and everything. But I still thought it was sort of lame. I didn't think there was really any point to that. And I didn't think there was any reason why Zoe was trying to help you through it the first half of the game and then suddenly became obsolete and you didn't care about her unless you chose to save her. I didn't think that was necessary. I think you could have found out what was up with her. I thought it was kind of a sort of like a mail-in type attempt at choice. But whatever the case, like I said, I like the simplicity of it. I like that it was a house and there were different aspects of the house and there was a ship that crashed by the house and it tied into the storyline. I like that there was a scene where you could speak to the father as his normal self in some kind of spectral form or whatever. I liked how the bosses came down to the family members. That I liked too, because again, simplicity. That's what it was all about. It was a very simple game in the sense that there wasn't too much to it. It did bring us back to survival horror. You didn't have too many ridiculously over-the-top weapons, and there wasn't all this ridiculousness with an entire city being wiped out by nuclear weapons. You know, it was a simple game. It was right there, cut and dry, go to a weird house with some crazy things happening. I did at times kind of jump, and I'm not a jump scare type, but the atmosphere itself, as I was saying in the preliminary review, was lending itself to having good fright fest, scary movie backdrop, which is what it was in the original one. Weird house with zombies walking around. That's what it was in this one. So I did like how you were consistently attacked originally by the father. I did like how they had different enemies, like bugs and these Molden things and different types of Moldens. There wasn't really anything I didn't like other than that choice. So if you are a Resident Evil fan, I don't have to say anything, you're going to get it. You should. I'm not going to tell you what you should do with your life, but I'm just saying that if you're a Resident Evil fan, I wouldn't expect you not to get it. If you've never played the series before, I would suggest checking this one out because it's really a good callback to the original game before all the craziness. If you're a first-person shooter fan, you might like this too. If you have the virtual reality thing, I would suggest picking it up for that to see what the experience is. If this is just not your thing, it's not your thing. If you are the uppity type that jumps at every jump scare and you like that, there'll be a lot of jump scares in this. So overall, it was a pretty good game, and I was somewhat satisfied. No, I was really satisfied, and I was somewhat impressed and pleasantly surprised. So it was a good start for me for 2017. I thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.